Hey guys, Vazzy back here, and in today's video, we're gonna see what would happen if Nail Yakupov became one of the greatest players of all time. This is my April Fool's video here for 2024. Just wanted to say that before I started today's video. And also, you may note that this does sound a little different. I am using my new microphone that I recently purchased. Over the next couple of weeks, you'll hear my setups going back and forth as I have some pre-recorded content. But once I burn through all of that, this will be the mic I use going forward. So with that being said, let us go and see if we can turn Nail Yakupov into one of the greatest players of all time. So in NHL 24 itself, I already actually had Nail Yakupov made. He has just been in free agency this whole entire year like I previously have had him. Obviously the first overall pick of the Edmonton Oilers back in 2012. Definitely a cursed draft year. But he is assigned to the all-time grades team, and you will notice I do have him on every single line possible. Gretzky, Lemieux will be playing with him, Howe, McDavid, Messier and Bossy, and Jágr and Beliveau. So we're really giving him the best chance to succeed here. He is on both power plays, he is on both four-mans, he is on all of the penalty killing units. He is going to get more or less 60 minutes a night on the ice. So we're expecting some big things from him here, especially playing with just an absolutely loaded roster here. But there's only one way to find out what's going to happen. Let's get it to the calendar and start the simulation. So let us go and simulate to April, which would be the end of the 2023-24 NHL season, and see how Nail Yakupov does on this team of legends. Of course, Yakupov been out of the NHL now for, you know, what is it now, 4 or 5 years? It's gotta be. He's been playing in the KHL. He's had some alright success, I think, for the most part. I think he actually won a Gagarin Cup a couple of years ago. That's more or less their Stanley Cup in Russia, so he is having some success there. Unfortunately, in the NHL, it just never really worked out, and NHL career is probably over, unfortunately. I guess never say never. Who knows, maybe a team, a GM, whatever, takes a shot on him. It's very unlikely, I will admit that, but you never know in the NHL. We've seen some very interesting signings over the past few years. Some have worked out, some definitely have not, so we'll have to see what happens with Nail Yakupov before he ends up retiring and calling it a career. Going to the simulation here, we are sitting at a record of 29-5-4. I'm very curious, don't skip to the end of the video or anything, but what do you guys think? How many points do you think he'll actually put up playing more or less 60 minutes a night with some of the best players of all time? I don't know. He's got to get at least 150, 200 points. I know he's only a 76 overall, but that's literally the best situation you can ever get as a player in this game. And the team is having a lot of success here as we are heading toward the trade deadline. Now sitting at, 46 wins, 10 losses, and 5 overtime losses. But yeah, I'm very curious to actually see how he simulates himself given this situation. I wonder if this team itself can actually break records here for most wins, most points, everything like that in the season. Have about, 2 weeks left, so closing in on those records. I think Boston just set them last year with 63 wins and 130 something points, so it'll be close. Actually finish off the season here, 63-13-6, I believe it was there. Let me check team stats. Yeah, it was. So obviously we are the best team in the NHL by a country mile. 132 points. Goals for per game, 4.23. Where our goals against was 2.52. Very respectable. Power play, 28.5. Yeah, it's a very good season. Yakupov doesn't even lead the team in scoring. Bobby Orr, 110. Yakupov is second, only 101 points, playing 58 minutes a night. He was a plus 116 on this team, 300 shots, 17 power play points. Yeah, it's insane. Almost 59 minutes a night, just crazy. And yeah, you have Gretzky, McDavid, Howe just below him, 93, 91, 88 points respectively, only 78 from Lemieux. Take a look at the rest of the NHL here. Bobby Orr does lead the league, and Yakupov is just behind him with his 101 points. Kucherov, 94, and then it just more or less goes down to our players for the rest of the list. So, very good season here for Yakupov. Really honestly not sure what I was expecting. Who do we have in the first round of the playoffs? We will be facing the Minnesota Wild here in round 1. So let's jump into it. First game we lose. Second game here is another loss. We're down 2-0 early on in the series. Okay, we answer 4-1 win. Game 4 is another win, shutout 1-0. Game number 5 here, the Wild wins, so we're on the verge of elimination here. The all-time All-Stars against the Wild. We win game 6, we're going to game 7. Let's jump in. Have to win to move on, otherwise we will be out in round 1. First period is 1-1, Robinson and Spurgeon. 3-3 after 2. This is way closer than I thought it would be here. I thought we were definitely going to dominate the Wild. I guess not. Power play late for them here, or sorry, midway through the third period. Do end up killing it off, but we need a hero late with just 5 minutes left here. Power play for us. Nope, they kill it off. We're going to overtime. Let's sim it here, see what happens. We did win. Connor McDavid gets the game winner in overtime. That was way too close, beating the Wild in 7. Round 2, who do we have? Round 2 is the Vegas Golden Knights. All right, let's get into it. Game number 1, huge one off the start. Game number 2, another huge one, 5-6-2 there, sorry. 3-2 overtime win. Game number 4 is going through all the scouting. 2-1 overtime loss, so they do get on the board, but we finish them off in 5 games, so definitely a lot harder of a challenge from the Wild than the Vegas Golden Knights, but interesting. And the Arizona Coyotes in the conference finals? Okay, 48 wins for them. Win game number 1, 4-2. Game number 2 is another win, 5-0, huge. Game number 3 is a 6-2 loss. Game number 4, answer right back. Huge win there for us, 8-2. And we do finish off the Arizona Coyotes in 5 games. So we are on the way to the Stanley Cup Finals, where we will be facing the... who do we have? The Pittsburgh Penguins. So Sidney Crosby against Wayne Gretzky, Nail Yakupov, Mario Lemieux. Huge win in game 1, 7-3. 4-0 shutout in game number 2. Game number 3, we do lose 5-1. Game number 4, huge overtime win. So just one more win here. Can we do it at home? I got to make sure we actually give Yakupov the captaincy here. Gretzky, you don't need the C. Give it to Yakupov in case we do win the cup. Want to see Nail go up there and collect the trophy from Bettman. So let's jump into this one here. First period, 1 goal apiece. Yakupov for us, Eller for them. Second period, 4-1. Gretzky gets 2, Messier gets 1. So looking pretty good here going into the third. Just need to lock this down. Another 15 minutes of play. Less than that now. We are out shooting them heavily, almost at 40 shots. Bobby Orr adds 1 for us. McDavid adds another 1. We're up 6-1 here. Should have this in the bag. So 3 minutes, 2 minutes. Let's go and jump into the game and see the celebration. There you go. The guys have won the Stanley Cup here in this simulation. See all these legends here celebrating together. Gordie Howe, there's Chris Pronger. It's awesome to see Yakupov getting his first cup here as the guys are all celebrating. So skipping ahead here, let's go and see this. Here comes Nail Yakupov up to Gary Bettman to collect the Stanley Cup for the all-time All-Stars. There you go, the captain raising his cup after all these years. Drafted all the way back in 2012, finally gets to raise Lord Stanley. Who are we giving it off to? I think we have to give it to Wayne. Give it to Gretzky. Why not? The GOAT giving it to the GOAT. Wayne Gretzky. Number 98 here because of retired numbers. It's very unfortunate, but Wayne getting his time with the cup. Who are we going to give it to next? Let's see here. Let's go give it to Bobby Orr. It's the one I actually had to create in-game before EA added him in earlier in the year. Bobby Orr. Also number 3. Why does he not have number 4? Whatever, it is what it is. Bobby Orr getting the Stanley Cup here with the all-time All-Stars. Who is the last player here? Honestly, let's go Mike Bossy. Another one of the created players in game. Yeah, unfortunately doesn't have the rights to him anymore. Give it to one of the greatest goal scorers of all time, that being Mike Bossy. There you go, there is our Legends team, captained by Nail Yakupov, winning the Stanley Cup here in the year 2023-24. Let's get that team photo here, and then we'll wrap up today's video. There you go. There is the squad that won it all. So, looking at the playoff tree, obviously we know a lot of this stuff. We know our road going through Pittsburgh, Arizona, Golden Knights, and the Wild, but there's a look at the rest of the tree if you guys were curious. Quickly here, going to the awards. Know all the team awards. Individual, Bobby Orr gets the Hart Ross. Hart goes to Yakupov. Love that. Orr gets the Norris. Gretzky gets the Lady Byng. Cooley gets the Calder. Orr gets the Conn Smythe. Bobrovsky gets the Vezina. Okay, interesting. What else do we have here? Kopitar with the Selke. Ted Lindsay goes to Yakupov. And Gretzky gets the Maurice Rocket Richard Trophy. So, quick look at the awards, playoff tree, and all of that. I think that is going to do it for today's video. Putting Nail Yakupov on the all-time greats team in NHL 24. Definitely let me know, do you guys have any other videos, any other players you want me to try this with? Can definitely look at that in the future. But leave those all in the comments below. I'll see you all in the next video.